What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kinda Funny Morning Show for Wednesday, October 11th, 2017. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Christmas in October, Joey Noel.
Oh, hey, guys.
I believe this is the first morning show we've ever done together.
I think we've already done one.
Prove that, but I feel like it's the first one that was ever planned, maybe.
That is true.
I feel like something happened, maybe. Andy overslept once.
Yes.
Maybe that's the deal,
I think
and that was
that's
the problem. Here's my problem. I've crafted the tweet of everything we're going to talk about here. I put in Geralds Game. I want a Geralds Game GIF for the tweet. I can't find it, so I'm just going to use this sheep from Gromit. Remember that?
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit. I'll put that on
Is his name Gerald?
I don't know. Well, no, because then I couldn't do that, so I was like, what about Netflix? And then Cool Greg's like, 3, 2, and I misspelled Netflix, and that's just, he came up, so we got a sheep giving thumbs up. Who's going to argue with me in the chat? You gonna do it? Let's see. Are you gonna do it, Inferno Master? I don't think so. I don't think you got the fucking balls to come fight me. How you doing, Joey?
I'm good.
What's the word? What's the haps?
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, comic day.
Comic day.
East of West was your required reading, of course.
Was.
You better have fucking done.
My first, well, not my first, but one of the few I've actually read, mostly because I was on the show today.
Sure, of course.
Comics are like an interesting thing for me because I like the idea of comics.
Sure.
I like whenever I do read them.
Yeah.
It is a lot to keep up with. I don't know how you do it, or if they come out every week and you have multiple storylines that you're following.
They do, yeah.
How do you have time to do all of that?
I don't is the most thing. What I do nowadays. Hold on, I want to do this. Balance out this. There you go.
Perfect.
You're fine, Cool Greg. Don't panic. I was just hopping over a little bit. Felt like I was too close to Joey in the frame. I don't want to have an unbalanced frame here, is what I always say. What I do is usually let them all stack up and then read them and binge things nowadays. Because it used to be, like if it's like Walking Dead, right? I'll try to keep up with week to week, but then it's, they'll slip by. Saga now, I'll try to keep up week to week. Anything that like when Landis is doing Superman or something like that. Yeah. But like, I've been on this last flight to New York and then back from it. I've been letting the Batman run right now, the War of Jokes and Riddles, stack up. Yeah. And so then I just sat down and plowed through a whole bunch of those, and it was like, that's the best way to read comics, IMO. This is why I'm always talking about on these shows, like, let's blow up continuity, let's just put out trades.
Yeah, I like that.
It's not only better, I feel, for you as a reader, I feel it's better for an author and an artist in the way of you can now see point to point what's going on. Because when you do single issues and like, oh, well, they're planning a 12-issue episode run, but that's a year of content. If issue 2 is slow and it's building something, what if people drop off after issue 2 and never know that it goes somewhere? It's the reason Netflix works so well, is the fact that, that episode wasn't great, but we're about to roll into the other one. And so you just get one giant swing of like, here's what it is and how it goes. Yeah. It sucks, when you're trying to keep up with something and going, and then you just can't do it, and then you don't give something a fair shake, and then you like a good example, again, when I was in New York, I had time to kill before the WWE event, and I went to Midtown Comics. Great comic shop, everyone should check it out. Because it's huge, it's multiple stories, it's great. And I was sitting there, and I went over to the Superman section and saw what trades they had there. Because I've read most of these stories, but I'm like, maybe I'll pick something up, and that'll be new, or something I just haven't, that I want on my shelf. And they had the J. Michael Straczynski, or whatever, Grounded collection. And I pulled that out, I was like, oh, I remember this being disappointed. This was a big deal that he was coming to do this story. Yeah. It was right after this weird fucking alien arc that I hated, of course. So it was like, the idea was Superman was gonna walk across the country. And that way, then get back in touch with normal people and like get cats out of trees and do all this different shit.
And I remember Forrest Gump of him.
Exactly, reading it month to month or whatever and not being super into it. And so then I picked it up and I started paging through it. I was like, oh, that was a cool moment, and that was a cool moment. I was like, fuck, actually, I really like this.
Not bad.
So I just bought the whole thing. I'm like, I gotta sit there and read it all over. And like right here, Titan Matrix says Grounded ended up not being terrible. It was this weird thing, because I'm only reading, like, that's where, whenever we talk about suicide, I'll throw to this Imager thing from that, or Superman talking to the woman on the ledge. That's from this run. And then I forgot that he totally goes after like a child abuser, wife abuser, and it's like, oh man, like this is like good shit. And that's what I wanted, but then they also, I think,
all the filler.
They went in there and gave. I don't even remember because I didn't see her yet in the thing, but I think they went in there and gave like some, mystical power being that's like inflicting people with rage or some bullshit. I was like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think comics are interesting too. Of like when you don't have those like segmented runs of like, it's hard to jump in somewhere. It's like, oh, I'd like to start reading I don't like a Superman comic because I've never really done it, but it's like I have to know all this backstory, and this is a lot to keep up with, and no, I'm just gonna not.
What happens to me all the time with Spider-Man now, where I love Spidey. I was with him through the '90s till the Clone Saga bounced, and then I picked stuff up here and there in college and stuff, and I'm reading Spectacular Spider-Man right now, Peter Parker, and it's like, oh man, I want to go back and read Spider-Man's good stuff that I miss, and when I go to a Barnes & Noble, when I go to Midtown Comics, it's just thousands of Spider-Man books. I'm like, all right, where the fuck is this in continuity? And then I'm like, wait, did I read part of this in college? And then it's just like, it's a pain in the ass trying to jump into that stuff. That's why we hope this show every Wednesday, of course, about comics helps you out. Yeah. It's not just about comics. We'll get to the comics. We'll talk about East or West in a little bit. Because if you didn't know, this is the Kinda Funny Morning Show. Each and every weekday here on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, we come to you with whatever the hell it is we want to talk about. You enjoy it. We hang out. We be best friends. We interact with the chat. Everybody has a good time. We let you forget your worries. Cool Greg says something funny once in a while. Like right now. Nah, Cool Greg just shook his head now. He's got nothing funny to say right now. But one day, Cool Greg will have something to say. Remember, if you like the show, you can support it in a variety of fashions. Of course, the easiest, follow us here on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. That way you never miss it when we go live. Like we'll be doing Friday the 13th. When we play Friday the 13th all afternoon long. Can't fucking wait.
I will be sending out possibly a second round of signups today. I was like double checking a couple of things. I think we have some more spots. So
Double XP weekend, which of course, as you know, here's what's gonna happen. I'll run you through it.
Okay.
Friday is Friday the 13th. A lot of people are gonna want to play Friday the 13th. A lot of fucking Johnny come latelys.
Are we gonna have server issues on Friday?
Friday the 13th is released on disc. Friday the 13th starts Double XP weekend. It inevitably will crash and burn at some point while we're playing it. I think it'll be all right. But I think they're all right.
Yeah.
I think we've trimmed the fat for the most part of people who don't know it. They seem like they've got their ducks in a row. They're also launching a new Jason that day, new DLC, so I'm sure it'll be all fucking all over the place. But we're gonna fucking play that game. I'm gonna play it all goddamn weekend with the exception of redacted game that I got last night. Did you start it?
I don't think I...
Okay, forget it. Did you not want the people took the codes? I forget.
No, I didn't want one.
Started a redacted game last night. Can't wait to talk about that. Cool Greg, this blew my fucking mind off its hinges today. Are you aware that WWE 2K18 comes out Friday?
No, I'm not. Damn.
I looked at I was like, when does that come out? Because I was like, oh wait, it's supposed to be the teens or double digits of October. I put there and Google said the recent October 13th. This might be the gold edition, hey, play early edition. But we can fucking get that edition. What the fuck's going on? I saw fucking clowns over at IGN unboxing the John Cena Enough Said edition. Did your videos go up yet?
No, we've been working on that.
Fucking, I heard you talking about it last night. Tim Gettys.
Yeah.
Fly in the ointment. Nothing's good enough for him. And he just doesn't do anything. He just goes home and drinks LaCroix. But anyways, Friday 13th coming up. Or no, that's not right. WWE coming up. Hold on, I'm refreshing the inbox. No information yet on what's happening with that, if we're getting a copy of that. But we'll get a copy of that eventually. More importantly, the Friday 13th.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
You weren't here when Hunter and Alexis were here, right?
No.
Okay, so I came in that day and they were already here, and like the moment I sat down, Hunter was like, "Okay, so I have questions about Friday the 13th." He's like, "Where do I find the gas and how do I get all these things?" I was like, "Okay, we're gonna run you through it." And Alexis has been putting on her Instagram story.
Oh, he plays right in front of the TV
all the time. Yeah. I'm like, this is awesome. I love that he loves it.
I mean, I love Hunter and I love Alexis, of course, but I forget. And I know Cool Greg and Kevin are like BFFs with Hunter.
Yeah.
I forget all the time how big of a gamer he is. So we had them over for dinner. And like, we had the 2 TV setup, you know, in the living room.
It's an awesome setup.
And Jen's like, can we move it? I mean, she's like, I'm sure they'd think it was cool. I'm sure Hunter would think it's cool, but can we move it? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. I moved it in. And so we're having dinner and we're talking. He's like, so what have you been playing? I'm like, oh, this. And I mentioned the 2 TV setups. Like, oh, that's awesome. That's like my dream. I'm like, I told you, Jen. And then he's like, and I'm like, oh, but I'm always going back to Friday the 13th. And he's like, what's that? And I explained it to him. He's like, can we bring out the second TV and play together? And I'm like, yes, we can. I dragged it out there. We got you. We had a whole bunch of friends pile in and play. And he was like so into it. And it was that thing where, again, if you're out there and you're a best friend, I understand, but we've all seen your casual friends who play games, these people who like games but don't play games like we play games.
Come in for like the Call of Duties
and so
every year.
Not even that, just like they enjoy something here and there, but they're just not that great. It's like playing with Hunter, like there's a lot to try to impart on him of how to play Friday the 13th.
Especially when he played the second time and just hopped in as Jason.
He got in the second time and killed like 5 of 7 people, and I was like, damn. And not only did he kill him, he was into it, he was screaming, he was yelling. I was like, This guy, I forget how legit he is, of how much he loves games. And then to see, I got him a code that night, and then he just see him go play and be off on the Instagram stories all the time.
Yeah.
Very, very, very excited. I fucking love that game, and I can't wait to play it.
I know.
Now, I said there's multiple ways to support us. Speaking of which, we have a little thing called Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/kindafunny. For $1, you support us, everything's great. You get early access to stuff. You can give us more, you can get cooler things. You give us the fan mail tier, you get none other than the Team Fat Apron from Cooking with Greggy. However, Kinda Funny Games, patreon.com/kindafunnygames, show them cool, Greg. You go over there, you give us $1 right now, you get a week early access to Party Mode. We have now officially moved Party Mode to being like Cooking with Greggy. So Party Mode days are Wednesday. Every Wednesday, a new episode goes live on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. And then a new episode also goes live on youtube.com/kindafunnygames.
On
Not
Wednesdays?
this week.
Oh yeah.
Because we now have to
thing.
start this whole thing, and there's how do you make that happen without content? So basically, patreon.com/kindafunny. Games. You can go over there for $1, get early access to Party Mode, and watch me fucking kill everybody as Jason.
On Wednesdays we wear pink, and on Wednesdays we watch Party Mode.
That's good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, cool Greg. I know you might say, $1 ain't gonna help from me. It'll help from you. So please, if you could, go subscribe.
This was really fun to like finally get everyone to be able to play, because we've tried even like practicing going up to recording that.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone has crazy schedules, but it was really fun to get to play with everybody.
Yeah, it's all of us and Andrea Renee in there playing. It's pretty great. Kevin's even there. A lot of cool things happen in there. A lot of deaths, a lot of murders.
Yeah.
A lot of Andy yelling, a lot of me yelling. Cool Greg gets his first ever tweet from Sasha Banks during the Let's Play.
I'm so glad that we have that like documented.
I enjoy that I've been tweeting about it, we've been tweeting about it, and people are tweeting including her in it now, and she has no idea, and I like the idea she's gonna have to give us $1 to figure it out. To understand why she's somehow incorporated into this thing that she has no
people
idea
keep
what's
asking
going
about.
on. So it's Comics Day. We have a couple news stories, but it's also October. It's Halloween.
It is.
It's scary times.
It's my favorite.
We're gonna talk about a little movie called Geralds Game.
Yes.
Very confusing for me. I watched this over the weekend.
Yeah.
Because one, Geneviève Saint-Onge-Miller watched it without me and was like, this is such a good horror movie, you need to watch it. She knows I love the horror. Elevator pitch everybody for this. Stephen King's movie.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original movie or whatever. Stars, and I'm going to butcher these names, I'm sorry.
What's her name?
Carla Gugino.
Okay.
And then Bruce Greenwood. Carla Gugino, you might know. I knew her from Entourage. She's one of these actresses that have been in everything.
Yeah, it's like, what do I know you from? And then you look at her IMDb.
She's in a million things, so you'd have to look at her to see it. And then Bruce Greenwood, you would know as Captain Pike from Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
So that's the setup. You might say, play the trailer. I don't even want you to watch the trailer if you haven't seen this movie. Joey, you went and saw it last night.
Well, yeah, because I found out about it when I had dinner with Jen last week while you were gone, and she was like, I just watched this movie. It's really crazy. I was like, oh, yeah, that popped up on my Netflix, like, recommended things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like trying to figure out what this movie was about. Didn't know that it was Stephen King until I started watching it last night, and I was like, "Oh, your video yesterday now makes a little bit more sense of why tweeting Stephen King about this." Now that I know that it's Stephen King, makes a lot more sense. Of like that was not where I was expecting it to go.
And so here's the thing: I'll give you the elevator pitch for it because everyone needs to go watch this. In fact, you know what? It's required viewing. Whoa. You need to watch this thing. When am I on Friday's show? I am on Friday's show with Nick. This is required viewing for Friday.
Okay.
Geralds Game. Everyone needs to go watch this movie so we can spoilery discuss it on Friday. No spoilers here. But here's the elevator pitch for this game. Husband and wife, married a while. They're getting up there in their age or whatever.
Yeah.
Carla and him. First off, don't get me wrong. I've always thought Carla, attractive woman.
Yeah.
I never thought that Bruce, Captain Pike here, would be this fucking yoked.
Right?
He took off his shirt, I'm like, fuck.
Damn.
I hate it when you see an old man and like, hey, he's in better shape than me. He could beat my ass if he wanted to. This guy fucks. Anyways, they go up to their remote vacation home on the water or whatever.
Yeah.
They're there to try to save their marriage, spice it up kind of thing. He brings handcuffs her to the bed, then he has a heart attack and falls over. And so then the movie is now she's strapped to a bed. What does she do? How does she do this? Can she save her husband? Can she save herself? What's going on? They're in the middle. It's horror. It's weird because it's like what you're saying of like it's not where you expected it to go.
No.
That pitch, I was like, I remember when Jen told me that, I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, that sounds cool. And then I started, I was like, an hour and 45 minutes of a woman trapped to a bed. This is gonna be interesting. And it starts off and I was like, and then it starts doing these turns.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah. Cool, you gotta watch this.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah. You like horror, right? Mm-hmm. It's Halloween time, it's spooky time.
Let's get it.
All right, cool. Get out there and do it. Yeah. So,
I texted Jen while I was watching last night. I was like, didn't know that I discovered a new fear last night, that I'm going to end up dying because I'm stuck to a bed.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? That was something that, like, I've never thought about. Like, oh.
How would you get out of?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, watching it, like, you start doing it, of like, what would I do? What would I do here? Interesting.
And it's like, you're in a remote cabin. There's, like, not really houses around you.
Yeah.
You can't scream. You're on a romantic weekend, so it's just the two of you.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be, like, the worst way to die of, like, I just have to wait it out. Like, I can't, there's no way for me to, like, end my own life and, like, not have to suffer through all of this, like, terrible stuff.
Yeah.
I just have to wait.
So here's my question then. Again, no spoilers.
Yes.
Did you find yourself thinking about it as you went to bed and then as you woke up? And
I think that's why I couldn't sleep last night, like, subconsciously.
Yeah.
Of, like, it was, like, 2:30, 3 a.m., and I'm, like, still up, and I'm, like, why am I still up? And I think that's why there's very few horror movies where, like, I'm still thinking about them after.
Yeah.
I feel like this was one of them, and It Follows is, like, the only other one that I can pick off the top of my head of, like, man, like, it's all those situations. Because a lot of horror movies, it's like, oh, it's like a serial killer and, like, all of this stuff. It's like, I'm not really super worried about a serial killer coming into my house. But, like, these are the things of, like, these are a lot more realistic. And
that's the thing, the twist the movie takes.
Maybe not that It Follows, not super realistic. But it's
be.
like, what would you do?
Yeah, I thought about it.
That's
the
thing.
Show. I think that's the key to a good horror movie is that you think about it after the fact.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat, Mr. Yasman300 points out that Gerald's Game is from the director of Hush, which was another Netflix horror movie that I really, really liked. And many of you have pointed out that Carla is from Son-in-Law, which is a mind fuck if I've ever heard of one. That shows how old I am. Then I remember watching this movie when Carla was playing a college student. And I remember like, she's hot. Pauly Shore's doing this. Okay, whatever. You know
no more Pauly Shore.
Hey, I'm just saying. Nick, of course, has made a million of you watch Pauly Shore movies. There is some frame of reference there or whatever. Yeah, but it's the thing of It Follows is a great one where I thought about that for a long time. There's another one, a recent horror movie. Not horror, I guess, but Room, where I thought about that forever and ever and ever. And like this is another one where I'm thinking about it to this day or whatever. So I'm glad you watched. I'm glad we're going to talk about it. Required viewing.
For Friday.
Gerald's Game, so we can spoil it all.
Stop watching Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
He is kind of the worst person. Because here's the problem with Nick Scarpino, other than the flip-flopper part.
Other than
all the things over here on the board. The other problem with Nick Scarpino is that he bamboozled us. He set himself up as, I went to film school, I wanted to make movies, I love movies, I'm going to do this. And then you realize he loves awful fucking movies. You're like, how does a director end up making the B horror movies, all this different stuff? They are in Nick Scarpino.
Yeah.
They are in Nick Scarpino, where he told us how much he liked movies, how much he knew about movies and shooting movies, but it turns out Sean Finnegan, actual movie connoisseur. And Nick Scarpino, he's basically reviewing hamburgers in his dad's Ford Taurus. That's the thing. He's driving through drive-thrus and acting like he's eating filet mignon.
This is true. On our way back from Buffalo Wild Wings last night, it was me, Andy, Cool Greg, and Nick in the car. And somehow we got talking about movies, because we always do.
Of course.
And Nick, I came out and said, like, I like garbage movies, and I totally own up to that.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what, Joey, don't let people tell you that. Don't let people put down your taste in movies. I was like, Nick, let me run you through the list of movies that I like. Number 1, Batman and Robin, which Andy gives me shit for all the time. That is the blanket like retort for any movie.
Look who came in!
Here?
The flip-flopper hamburger reviewer.
Here's what I gotta tell you guys.
What do you gotta tell me, Nick Scarpino?
I don't even know. You know how to watch any of the shows that we do here.
This is true.
In which case, I barely pay attention even at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I hear my name and I know that tone, that shit-talking tone. Now you have adopted as well. You are not culpable.
I know.
Well. What were you all just talking about? Was it the fact that I may or may not like Grease 2 now?
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch Grease 2. Nobody fucking watches Grease 2.
You said you were gonna watch it.
No, I watched Long Shot last night. It was really good.
Well, all right, cool. So here's the thing, though. Yeah. Long Shot, another required. You got to watch that.
Which one's that one?
That's the documentary about how Curb Your Enthusiasm plays into this guy's murder trial.
I think for tonight.
You got to watch Geralds Game.
Okay.
It is now required viewing for Friday when we're on the morning show.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. This is what I was telling you about Stephen King.
Yeah.
What?
I don't like Stephen King stuff. It's like horror stuff, like suspense stuff.
I don't know.
It stresses me out. But I'll watch
Oh yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's hot a little bit. She gets, you know.
She's tied to a bed.
Like
yeah.
Bondage,
Yeah.
But then you like, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Heart attack.
Captain Pike. You know,
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But wait, you want to see Captain Pike shirtless? I'll tell you that right
you
now.
do.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. Watch the first 2 episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm from season 9.
The new season.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Show
Of course.
Right back into it.
Yeah.
Right back into it. Had a lot of good laughs.
Good.
All right.
All right, bye. Good talking to you. If you want to stick around, this first one is another spooky Halloween story that's right up your alley, Nick Scarpino.
Oh, sure.
Cool, Greg. First story. IGN.com reports new Halloween movie will ignore the sequels, says John Carpenter. Legendary horror filmmaker John Carpenter has revealed that the new Halloween reboot will ignore all the sequels. In an interview with Stereo Gum via Entertainment Weekly via IGN, Carpenter has explained why Jamie Lee Curtis's character Laurie Strode will appear in the film after being killed by Michael Myers in Halloween Resurrection. Carpenter explains that the reboot is, quote, almost an alternative reality. In that, quote, it picks up after the first one and it pretends that none of the other sequels were made. It's gonna be fun. There's a really talented director and it was really well written. I'm impressed. While he won't be directing this time around, Carpenter is acting as executive producer and creative consultant. He announced the rest of the creative team earlier this year and has also made mention, anyways, it's out in October 19th, 2018, quite a ways away.
So far.
How do you feel about this? Cool, Greg, why?
I'm fine with it.
I think it's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge horror fan. So when it comes to this stuff, I'll be very supportive of it because I know there's a lot of fans out there. Tim loves horror. You love horror.
Yeah.
Everyone else loves horror here. I will be like, yeah, I'll totally see it. But then I will, when it comes time, be like, I don't want to see it.
Pussy.
I just don't like horror movies. I don't like scary movies. I don't like scary.
Did you see it with us?
I did not.
No, you were out of town. That's right.
I conveniently wasn't here for it.
Yeah.
If you'll notice. I don't like playing horror games. We played 2 games.
I'm aware of that.
We're doing a new thing called Spooky Sundays.
Yeah, I heard about this.
I'm doing.
Okay.
I didn't like either of them. We screamed a lot. I got up. I left. I don't want to do this anymore.
What is Spooky Sundays? Because I've seen the art going around.
Yeah. Nick just doesn't understand how days work.
We're not publishing Let's Plays on Sundays now, are we?
No.
Okay.
I just thought that when we do... So we have this show called Party Mode.
It's out right now.
Right.
Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Friday 13th is really good. Nick almost wins.
I almost win because people cheated and then I lost. But my strategy would have worked if I didn't work with a bunch of fucking cheaters.
Damn.
Cheater, pumpkin.
He's calling it like he sees it. I appreciate it.
Spoilers, you didn't seem to mind the cheaters for the next Friday the 13th episode.
Quid pro quo. I got cheated on, therefore I cheat. Do you see how this horrible cycle continues?
It's a cycle.
It's the circle of life. Yeah. What were we talking? Spooky Sundays.
Yeah.
No, I just made a joke on our last Let's Play that we should package the spookier ones up somehow and call them something.
Yeah.
And because no one else had any grand, options for what we should call them, I put forward on the table Spooky Sundays.
Yeah.
Because it sounds cool.
I like it.
Now, Tim reminded me, hey, we don't publish them on Sundays. I'm like, okay, that's hurdle number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, we can get beyond that. And he was like, also, it's just a stupid name. And we already call it Party Mode.
That is brain confusion. That part I can understand.
I get it. But I'm going to throw this out there.
Yeah.
Spooky Sundays. How cool does that sound?
Here's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed this. Tim doesn't do much around here. Currently, he's blocking Cool Greg's interviews from going live, which I'm not a fan of. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying is,
that?
I don't know. What's the problem?
We don't have metadata and stuff for it, I think.
Oh my God.
Just push them live. We can about metadata.
I can put the metadata together. You kidding me? It writes itself. Cool Greg gets surprised. Goes interview Shane McMahon. Other wrestlers follow. Snoop Dogg.
What a title.
You know what I mean? It's done. It's done.
Not as good as Spooky Sunday.
You could just come over and we can just play spooky games and stream them ourselves. We don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Can we watch spooky movies? Can we change
Spooky Sundays?
You're asking
What I like about Spooky Sundays so far is that you've given it nothing. There's no. It's got to be games. It's got to be movies. It could be either.
It's nothing.
So we come in here.
All
we
it
watch a
has
horror
to be-
movie. We watch a long horror movies.
Exactly.
We play Friday 13.
All
Double
that's
XP
is
weekend.
spooky
Yeah.
and Sundays.
What all I demand is
those are the constraints we have.
there's one bullet point, one thing that has to happen in every Spooky Sunday stream.
Yeah.
At some point, at a moment of his choosing, Cool Greg has to come by in a sheet.
Yeah.
No eyes, the eyes cut out, the mouth cut out, but still wearing the hat and drink an IPA through the hole. And just Spooky go around and then just go out. That's all. Just once a stream, that's it. As many times as you want. Here comes Andy. Oh, I got excited. I thought he had real food. Instead, he's just eating fucking Cheerios.
But they're honey nut.
Change the name to Wicked Wednesdays.
That doesn't. Wicked Wednesdays sounds like porn.
Huh?
Wicked, like the brand of porn, Wicked.
There's a porn called Wicked?
There's a production company called Wicked that does porn. Yeah. Wicked Wednesday sounds like that. Spooky Sunday sounds like ghosts and pumpkins. Wicked Wednesday sounds like latex and like high heels.
I'm just picturing the Ewok Wicked getting fucked by like 3 dudes.
Oh, you said Wicked Wednesdays.
I meant Wicked, but now that you said Wicked, Wicked is like the Ewok Wicked instead of Wicked, meaning like spooky Sundays.
No, I can see where
this is taking quite a turn.
Publish them on Sundays and call them Spooky Sundays from now on.
From now, but okay, the month of October.
There's 2 more weeks.
October ends really soon. Finished the next one last night.
Friday 13th?
No.
Okay. Oh, right.
Friday 13th is going to be in 2 weeks.
Okay.
The next one is Slender.
Yeah.
Played by Nick, Tim, and I.
Yeah.
Nick, Tim, and me.
Hey, Andy, let me throw this out there. Yesterday, Tim gave me a lot of shit because he goes, we should never let Nick play the game. He should never drive the game. Who did better? Tim on Slender or me on Freddy Got Fingered?
Well,
you watched Freddy Got Fingered, nice.
Yeah, we did watch along. Tim walked near the whole. I mean, they'll see the Let's Play, but Tim was just walking near a fence the whole time.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. Terrible
child,
terrible game player. You know, is this The Bachelor? You can't fucking.
He's an idiot.
Learn how to play a game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
And you guys
what are y'all up to or what?
Just in the show.
Just hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Trying to play on this Spooky Wednesday.
How's it
Trying to figure out, is Tim here yet? I just feel like we need to get these Cool Greg interviews out. You know what I mean? So he's just worried about metadata. That's his concern?
As far as I know.
This is why it's not working, people. You can't have handfuls.
It's not a concern, he just hasn't had time to do it yet.
This son of a bitch.
So when he does it, then we're good.
We're putting it live tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Slender Saturdays, Fingered Fridays.
What about when do you publish these things? Wednesday?
I don't know how I feel.
What about Wicked Wednesdays?
Wicked Wednesdays.
That's what I said.
Did anybody say? Did you say that?
That was the first one.
What if we compromise and just call it Spooky Wednesdays?
Oh shit.
Alliteration.
A little racist? I was chewing. I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Alliteration.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, this is all well-worn territory.
Look, if I do
the one thing nobody ever does, Nick?
I glide.
You know what nobody ever does, Nick?
What's that?
Calamari Tuesdays.
Right, whoa. Okay. Hold the phone.
We're onto something.
Hold the phone.
Kit Kat Wednesdays.
Cut the record. Let's talk about this.
Here's what I'm going to put out there. DiGiorno, Home Run in Pizza, Jack's all heard our call. Right? They sent us the frozen pizzas. Home Run in Pizza sent us the pizza oven.
That's a pro
I'm
move.
asking you,
Red Lobster?
calamari people, to send us a deep fryer that we can throw. Let's get rid of the kitchen table. Nobody really
uses
uses
it. There's fucking catfish in this bitch, dude. I want some fucking catfish.
We can do wings too. I mean, if we have a deep fryer back there,
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Here's what I was recommending to Greg. The free pizza coupons that were given us by DiGiorno.
Yeah.
Those thick ass ones. They don't work in the pizza oven. Too thick.
Sure.
Yeah.
THICC.
CC, yeah.
They're too thick, Cool Greg.
Oh, okay.
So what I was recommending is that Greg gets on that old grill again, tosses them on the grill, like we did with the
thin ones. Yeah. But my thing is, wouldn't we have a similar situation? I guess I'll have to keep the heat low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low and slow.
Do we have them here?
Yeah.
Any of them?
I mean, no,
think
we
we
have
have
one, but because it was like limit one.
Yeah.
We can go back to fucking Lucky, buy some more. Cool Greg and I could we can have different disguises.
Sure.
So we can get multiples.
Do you want to take the Jason costume?
You're overthinking this. How many coupons you got?
Maybe a 2.
Okay, that does seem very easy. Okay.
Well,
Because let's say we get another 30 coupons from DiGiorno. Let's say DiGiorno's watching this right now. They hear our cries. They understand we still can't. They understand that we still can't buy buffalo chicken pizzas, frozen pizzas in the Bay Area. They could send us more of those. more of the coupons. Send us about 50 coupons. You know what we do? Meet and greet outside the Luckies. We hand everybody the coupon, we take the photos, whatever. But the deal is, your admission to this meet and greet is the coupon. Then we all go in, we all get them, and we all go to one cashier, and they're like, "Sir, other lines are open," and we're all like, "We're together, kind of, but not really."
We're a family and a team.
Kind of family. You know? So what are y'all doing?
I'm gonna do the next news story because that's the last one. Then
I have one more point about this.
Oh, okay.
How are they gonna tie? Is there going to be any tie between Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael now in these new movies? Because you don't find out about them until the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, quick update. Tim's working on the metadata right now.
All right, cool. And when he's done with that, tell him to start working on his resume because he doesn't fucking work here anymore after that. All right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck Tim. Fuck Tim.
Fuck Tim. Fuck Tim. Fuck Tim. Fuck Tim.
Andy,
God damn it, Andy.
Just keep it clean. She only comes once every 10 years.
Joey, don't move your chair and put your feet down because
Okay.
I'll spend the rest of the show getting
There's a broom and a dustpan in the. Unfire Tim and have him do that. Get the broom and the dustpan. Jesus Christ.
We'll figure it
Leave the
out.
bag there. It's just gonna get knocked over.
No, but it's wrapped.
Fair enough.
It's fine.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Number
Fuck
one-
boy Johnson comes to play. Watch out there.
Watch out.
Hey, there's Cheerios everywhere. There's
What were you saying? Fuck him or fuck Tim?
Fuck
Fuck
Tim.
Tim.
Do it now. Yeah, absolutely.
Well-
yeah, Andy's gotta clean that.
Well,
shit
when
up.
we
Get it
point
clean
at
up.
you, we say fuck him.
Oh yeah. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Believe it or not, it's a chant I didn't start, Tim. For once. Yeah, I
I
guess
feel
so.
like most of the chants here are me.
This is true.
Lately, yeah. No, that's
Andy's
why I've appreciated
Andy's the
your
sports guy.
hiring.
That's where he likes the chants.
You're hiring. There was a big thing yesterday where no, I'll get over it. Next story, cool, Greg.
You want second screen experiences?
No, I'm fine. This one comes from IO9 there. Jermaine Luceur says Rian Johnson, who still hasn't spelled his name correctly, talks the role of the Porgs and their non-spoiler origins in The Last Jedi.
Guess who picked the stories today?
If you've been under a fucking rock, there's a one-frame thing of this goddamn thing from Saga in the new goddamn Star Wars trailer, and everybody's losing their mind. There's toys everywhere already. I don't understand what happened.
Did I maybe buy one and is it on its way here?
You're a fucking trash can, Joey.
Were they already out, or?
Yeah, they came out on Force Friday 2 and everyone's like, I don't know what this is.
But you didn't buy them then.
No,
There you showed
I bought one after this trailer came out the other
I changed
day.
my mind. I'm gonna make a Instagram video here. But
No,
Andy-
wait, Force Friday 2, they already had...
That's when the Porgs
But
came out.
they had already shown the
Andy,
first trailer.
Andy,
not even the trailer.
Pick up your Cheerios. You're not.
Not even the trailer. They had shown the behind-the-scenes sort of thing,
Oh.
where they showed like the same thing that they did with Force Awakens, where they show like all the actors kind of working, and they show like the people working on animatronics and shit. That's the first time they showed Porg,
Okay.
and everybody's like, "Oh, there's so many creatures in this thing."
Yo,
And
dog, there's creatures.
The ice fox.
Oh yeah,
The
ice
weird
fox?
Pokemon.
It looks like a Pokemon. It looks
Yeah.
like a movie. Looks
It's
like
so
a movie.
cute.
Porgs. You haven't even seen them in a movie yet, but you probably already have a strong opinion on them. Such is the nature of fandom these days, especially in Star Wars, where there's certainly some negative precedent of cute characters impacting movies. Star Wars Last Jedi writer and director Rian Johnson knows all that, and he sympathizes, but also stands behind his adorable creations. In a new interview, Johnson explains where the Porgs came from, the crew's reaction to them, and hinted at their role in the film. The Porgs of The Last Jedi live on Act 2, the site of the first Jedi Temple, where Rey meets Luke Skywalker, and they were inspired by the filming location's actual wildlife. Those scenes were shot on the Irish island of Skilgmichael, which has
Nailed
puffins. So Johnson, though he'd like to pay tribute, I said it right. They mean thought he'd like to pay tribute to that. Quote, I was like, oh, this is part of the island. We need to find the Star Wars version of this, Johnson told Yahoo. And then, just story-wise, not that they play a big part of the story, but I knew I wanted to find any source of comic relief I could on the island. And so, they were very useful in terms of that. So they are Jar Jar.
They're so cute.
Thanks, buddy. There's actually one right underneath Joey's seat I can see.
Where?
Like right underneath, like right where the center,
yeah,
if that,
right in
yeah,
the
yeah.
center.
I want in my perfect world, I would have a buddy cop movie with Porgs and Chewbacca and Baby Groot.
Says a person who loves Batman and Robin.
See, I told you, it's the retort for everything.
Well,
Andy's garbage.
You like bad movies, you got bad ideas. You know what I mean?
No, how cute.
A movie of that? Maybe a cartoon.
I want
maybe
something.
an animated series.
Something.
Nick Johnson suggests he hadn't even considered any potential backlash or Ewok/Jar Jar comparisons until the actual Porgs, which are achieved both through CGI and practical effects, made it to the set. Quote, it wasn't until we got the actual puppets on set and the whole crew reacted with, oh my god, they're adorable. And also, then a few people in the crew were giving them the suspicious side eye of, these are cute, but are they too cute, Johnson said. But the overwhelming reaction on set was everybody loved the Porgs, and I love them, so you know what? I get it if people are a little wary of cuteness in the Star Wars universe, but I personally love them, and I think they have their place in the movie. They already have their place in pop culture, that's for sure. We'll find out exactly what the deal is with the Porgs on December 15th when Star Wars The Last Jedi hits theaters.
I think they're so cute, and I don't know what they are or what they do, but I love them.
Now, Batman Dan 6 in the chat says, Groot sucks. Yeah, I don't believe that for a fucking second, sir.
That's a hot take.
Groot's fucking cool, and we all like Groot. Man, a lot of tips have come in, too. Thank you. We'll get to those in a second. First, of course, it's Wednesday. It's comics. We need to talk about
that's right.
East of West. East of West, we've been doing this for a while, required reading.
We have.
Where we pick out a comic book. We all read a graphic novel. We all have fun. We all have opinions and stuff like this. This is one a lot of people have been shouting out for a long time. Upon reading this, my reaction is, I really feel like you just don't know me. Like, I just did not enjoy this book at all. So it's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are back. One of them never left, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Going through this, it's an alternate reality of the United States. And here's my problem. It's your traditional, what, 6 issues, right, of comics? 5 issues? 5 issues.
5.
And there is so much shit shoved in this book. Where it's just like, what is going on?
I feel like I needed to take notes of like, who are all of these people and what are their roles and which one is which?
100%, where it was just like, and I know that I'm like, ooh, fucking, a commentary on society, that there's too much going on and I can't focus, but I mean, I read it this morning with my coffee like I often do, and I was just like, I am not into this world at all. I'm not into not knowing exactly what's going on, where they have not White House, but the White Tower and the Black Tower over this, and it's this, and we're jumping around between things. There's like a phantom hair somewhere attached to me. This is driving me crazy. I was just like, boy, and like, see, Barry Bumfroy needs more Superman and zombies. You can go fuck yourself. There's plenty of books I like that don't have that. This is sides too much into the mystical, spiritual, God realm that I just don't dig.
Yeah, this wasn't. So I don't have like a huge comic background, and I feel like most of what I read, like, I can pretty much tell whether it's like movies, comics, TV, or whatever, like within like the first like few minutes of like, oh, I'm gonna like this or I'm not gonna like this, whether it's good or not, whatever. And this was one that I was like, oh, this was a little bit tougher for me to get through. Of like, I don't think this is one that if it was broken up issue by issue, I would have picked up the second one for. And it was hard for me to keep going.
Well, what sucks about it, right? So East of West. Again, story. This was required reading from 2 weeks ago, actually, so you should have read it by now.
Yeah.
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. They're going through this whole thing. The 3 of them have been reborn. Death never left. What sucks is that by the end, we get to the point that I'm like, oh, I'm actually interested in like that part. It's like we had all this stuff where I'm just like, I'm trying to get my legs in this universe of who they are, what are their powers, how do people know them, what is this? And then at the end, you finally, and again, it's required reading, so I'm going to spoil it. You get to this point where, the leader of this new dynasty, is the wife of death. That they had gotten married, they had had a kid. They acted like they killed the kid. They actually didn't. And I'm like, I'm really interested to see estranged lovers who, like, I don't know, maybe that's it. Is that I just miss. With so many of these things, people always want, a connection to it.
Yeah.
And for me, I think bringing in humanity that late of like, oh, death has a love and death has a wife and here she is and here's their complicated relationship and here's this kid, that would have been way better in the front to get me hooked in being, oh, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
When it's just 3 randos born in the middle of some weird ass D-pad, I was like, all right. And then they go through and it's like, oh, they're the horsemen of the apocalypse. All right. But it's just like, we kill like 1 million people in the succession of the President of the United States, where it's just like...
It's like, who am I rooting for?
Exactly.
Like, do I have any, like, who's the good guy? Is there a good guy? Like, I feel like that's what makes it hard. It's like, I have no connection to this.
Pretty art.
Yeah,
I thought the character designs were really cool. I like, death rolls with these 2 folks who aren't agents of the apocalypse or whatever. I liked their stuff a lot. I liked how they looked. I liked the way they depicted action, they walk into a bar at one point, this trio, and Death starts talking to the bartender, and then it all pops off behind them, and they kill a million people. But rather than show the blood, guts, and gore of that, it's just Death talking to the bartender freaking out. And, like, all the red and blood and the things back there. I was like, that was cool.
I forget what the context was, but there was like a few jokes when Death was meeting with someone who like called him his name, like wasn't really scared of him, and in the first issue, in the very beginning, I was like, this is funny. There is some like comic relief. It's not like super serious and super dark.
I really like when they got to the Colonel Sanders, like Confederate dude with the, who had the cigars and stuff. He was a great character, and it was like, all right, cool. Like I would have liked more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that thing of just like, is there a good guy in this? Is there not? What's the narrative thread here? Like I don't. And it's like, granted, it's just starting, but what was the explanation of like? So the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse are already on the universe, and like this other group's trying to bring about the apocalypse, but it seems like the Horsemen are working against that.
Yeah.
It was very complicated. It was a lot going on in these first 5 issues. Just wasn't
How many different trades are there for this? I feel like there's a lot. This has been around for a while,
and that's the other thing too, right? Where it's ongoing. Let me see.
Because I would be interested to know of like, is it just a slow start and it kind of gets rolling after this? Now that you like it, is that how it works, or is the first few issues like is it that all that kind of that same tone?
I can't believe the Comixology site still sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You got Amazon money now. At least be good on that.
And their app's not super great.
They're up to, looks like they're about to release 35, issue 35.
Okay.
And that's volume,
so that'd be
volume 7 is coming up soon too, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad people dig it. It wasn't for me. Anybody in the chat have anything to say here?
I know, that's what I'm looking.
Enigmatic says, I'm inclined to agree. There is good art in that book.
Ryan Santilli said, didn't O'Dwyer love this comic?
Don't know. He's gone, he's dead to us, so we don't talk to him. I know he loved Southern Bastards, which I also loved, and went out and bought the others, and I still haven't done.
I haven't read that either. It's a slow build. The whole run is going to be 45 issues, says Titan Matrix.
Okay, I like that there's an end to it.
Exactly.
Not motivating me to go back and read it, but I like that they're doing something.
Yeah.
That they're doing.
That's the thing, yeah. I think I like these limited run things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like so many stories or comics
get
get it so wrong. Where it's just like, hey, we have a cool idea, and now it goes on forever. That's the one thing I appreciated so much about Kirkman with The Walking Dead. Is that when he started, he's like, I see this is a zombie movie that never ends. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I understand this is going to be a universe that goes on, and like, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be this, and even with Invincible ending, it's like, all right, cool, you doing something. It's not like what you're talking about where, cool, I'd love to read a Superman, Spider-Man book, but where the fuck do I get into any of this? How does any of this go?
Speaking of comics, did you see Max posting more teasers for stuff and taking them down yesterday?
I haven't seen it, no. Max is toying with us all with his Asian
bane
Batman
of my
stuff.
existence, because I keep clicking off of them accidentally, and then I can't ever go back and see them. It makes me very upset. Just release the damn comic, Max. Give it to me. I want the Landis verse. I want everything.
I agree. She's saying the right things, Max. Petey Popoff says East of West starts slow, but it starts getting good towards the end of 1. I'm looking forward to continuing with Volume 2. So he did the required reading. Thank you very much.
Shout out. What should we read for next week?
I believe, if I'm correct, when we picked East of West, I think there was enough outcry for Outcast as well that we said Outcast Volume 1 is the next required reading, which is now the required reading. Another Kirkman book.
Okay.
This is about an exorcism stuff.
That seems good for.
I'm excited because when it came out, I got issue 1 and then never, or maybe got issue 2, but I never actually went back and read everything else. So there you go.
Is this a TV show too?
It's going, it is now actually Showtime, I think. It got picked up really quick, but I don't think it did super well in terms of the TV show.
I want to start crowdsourcing a list of things so we can see like
that. So we just have a thing going.
Yeah, of like these are the ones that get the most votes.
Sure.
So maybe I'll put that together today.
Okay. Maybe you should do something around here. Yeah, exactly. Kicking your thing around for San Diego.
Oh yeah, we have to book this PSX San Diego stuff before I forget.
Remember, the idea is, and we'll just let you know the ground floor of this. Nothing's been published, I don't think, but we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
PSX weekend. We all go to PSX. Well, we'll stay here Saturday. We'll do the pre and post shows, all that stuff, live coverage of PSX. Then we'll go down probably Saturday night, maybe Sunday morning.
Saturday night.
Do PSX stuff on Sunday. Hang out with people there. Chill out. I don't think we're doing a panel or anything. Just fucking partying, seeing games and crap.
Yeah.
Then.
Do it.
This is where it gets interesting, people who are out there on Sunday. Then, Monday, we all go down to San Diego. Oh, what, hour and a half, 2 hour drive from Anaheim?
Yeah, Anaheim probably 2 hours.
So we all go down to San Diego. We do the first ever kind of funny real life community holiday meetup at Polite Provisions, Eric Castro's bar, a great cocktail spot, as you know, that is now a Christmas themed bar at this point in time, where everything's Christmassy. There's all this stuff everywhere. It's fucking crazy. We all bring white elephant gifts to exchange. We all wear ugly Christmas sweaters. We all have a fucking great time.
It's gonna be awesome. Have I already bought Christmas sweaters? Yes. Did I buy 2?
I need to buy mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. And San Diego's awesome. Speaking of Polite Provisions, kind of funny Patreon people, Eric Castro is going to be recording with us today, so check Patreon if you want to come watch.
Eric Castro on the Game Over Greggy show this afternoon, recording another GOG with us. We are so ahead of GOGs.
It's ridiculous. I was looking
this one
at the
go
list.
live? Who the fuck knows? But
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then looking at the list of like things we have coming up in the next few weeks of like, oh, we are moving full steam ahead.
Yeah.
Which is great though, because I feel like that means the first weeks of December is not like crammed with like
that's the thing is like
a billion episodes.
At some point we have to sit down and actually put them all on a calendar and how they go, and then it will cover where we take time off, I think, on the holiday and stuff.
Yeah.
But then, like, the GOG we did yesterday with Justin, the Patreon fan, right? That's now jumping the line because we talk about all the Harvey Weinstein and sexual harassment stuff. So we can still be topical when we need to be. But we just want to see Cheeks Jr. shake his cheeks. We got that too, ready for it. Let's jump into tips. You've all been very generous today. Thank you very much. Flashy Andy gave a tip and said, it's my 40th birthday today to celebrate.
Flashy Andy.
To celebrate, here's a little something for you. Thanks for helping make my birthday great. Happy birthday, Flashy Andy. Thank you for your years and years of support. That's a name we know very well.
Yeah.
Mr. Yazman300 says, Greg Miller was funny and amazing on Conan O'Brien. Also, I found another Greg Miller. He owns a car dealership in San Diego. So have you been aware of this?
Oh, yeah. We talked about it while you were gone.
Canadian Greg Miller up there running for award for president. Great. Then another Greg Miller got put on Conan O'Brien from the audience. And now we're getting, Greg Miller's Toyota here.
Nick and I talked about this while you were gone. And I want to do an all Greg Miller Game Over Greggy show.
Sure.
We have to figure
now we have the third. That was the thing I didn't know. I didn't know where to get. Well, I guess technically the fourth, but the third guest as well.
Yeah.
Yoda Man gave a tip and said, "Hey, Greg and Joey, any word when the Greg Miller Industry Game Over Greggy show is rolling out? Love you guys." As we just kind of tipped around, we haven't done it because who's still in the can?
So we have Elise Willems.
Yeah.
We have the Let's Play reunion episode. We have Greg Miller Industries.
We're about to have Eric Castro.
And then Justin's that we recorded yesterday.
Oh my God! We also have Addie Shankar.
Oh yeah, that's
we really
6
gotta lay this
episodes.
Down. Cool, Greg. You still got all these, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, bud. Because Kevin fucks this up all the time. You don't fuck it up. Kevin deletes shit that's going to get deleted all the time.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I know.
We gotta set it out. I would say in terms of that, the Greg Miller Industries one is
probably
not.
Back end.
Yeah, because it's not topical at all. He said not remembering exactly what they're talking about.
No.
Michael496 says, Joey, are you single in gaming? I heard the game.
What?
Are you single in gaming? I heard the game to fall in love on is Friday the 13th. Are you gonna find love during Friday the 13th?
That's kind of a weird thing to find love during.
Hey man, anything can happen. You gotta work together. You're all that.
Yes, I'm single. Single in gaming, I don't really know how that works. Do I play games? Yes. But I don't really play multiplayer games. This is like one of the only multiplayer games.
Friday the 13th is great.
That I play. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else. No.
Okay.
I mean, I guess in some weird, we've experienced this traumatic event together.
You're bonded by it. It's like Speed. Audio Tech.
So good.
Oh, yeah. Gave a tip and said, hey, Greg, wanted to thank you and say I really appreciate you retweeting my Greg Miller versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania promo. Hoped you like it. And
I missed that.
Ask if you had any pointers to make it better. No, you didn't see it?
No.
Oh, it was great. He took
I saw the picture.
old, Greg
I did
Miller,
see this.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome.
No, it was great. You did awesome. Thank you so much for making that stuff. Let Beards Grow says, morning. How are you guys today? Let me get to the point. Bring back the beard, Greg. I would pay to see the beard grow. Hashtag free the beard. Hashtag let the beard grow.
How do you feel about that?
It's just, it looks dumb for so long.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll look cool at one point. Not to mention again, in the Game Over Greggy show we filmed yesterday that you'll see on Friday and or next week if you're waiting for the YouTube version, Tim and Nick have beards. Mm-hmm. And when they wear the same shirt, they do look like clones of each other. Do we really need another beard here?
Yeah.
Someone's got to hold the line on the anti-beard movement.
Yeah.
I just don't like how I look in beard.
I just want to see what you look like with a beard.
If we could just jump ahead, I'd do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's like the thing with when Kevin shaved his beard, and it's like, oh no, you should just bring it back right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you fucked that up, Gil. And then right now, the final Taz for the moment, or tip from the moment, comes from our man Taz. For the Anaheim to San Diego transportation, you guys should consider the train. Anaheim has a great terminal and drops you off right in downtown. Oh.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It has a really pretty train station. It's right by the pond, which they don't call it the Honda Center, I guess is what they call it now.
Interesting. We'll look into it. But
Or we could do a road trip.
Guzzling those fossil fuels. I want a road trip. Do you have a car?
Yeah.
Oh, you do have a car.
Well, no, I don't want a road trip to Anaheim.
Yeah.
I just want to drive from Anaheim to San Diego.
I feel like
Mini
that's
road trip.
totally. I feel like that's what we do. We fly in to Anaheim, I guess.
Orange County.
Yeah, Orange County. Yeah. They have car rentals there, so it's a shitty little airport. We rent a car there. It is.
But it's the perfect airport because you don't have to deal with the LAX bullshit.
Sure, but there are TSA lines always closed on anything.
Just early in the morning and late at night.
We get the car. We drive to the show, do the show, then we drive down there, then we just drop the car at the San Diego airport.
Exactly, and fly to San Diego.
Perfect. It's the perfect plan.
San Diego also has Virgin, which John Wayden doesn't, which is the big downfall.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we fly into Long Beach, and we fly JetBlue.
We fly into LAX, get the car there, and drive to Anaheim. Portillo's is the end of the rainbow.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I mean, we're getting that no matter what.
Yeah,
that's happening regardless.
Got a lot of options.
I assume Saturday we're doing a meet and greet at Portillo's. Probably Sunday before we go somewhere too. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
Just Portillo's all weekend.
Yeah, fuck PSX.
We don't go to PSX at all.
Fuck PSX right over there. Time to tell you about PS I Love This Best Friend XOXO. This is where you write in to tell us about a member of the community who's doing something amazing that we might not know about. We read them here. Everyone realizes how great the best friends are. Everybody has a good time. You can do it by going to kindafunny.com/bestfriend. Today, Jamie Epps is shouting out Jono Pesh. Jono, I fuck it up every time.
I know. Those accents, man.
It's because anytime any of these Australian, New Zealand kids talk to me, it's like they got a mouthful of marbles. I'm like, yeah, are you saying roof? I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Jono saved my bacon this week by doing a very last-minute photo shoot for my newspaper's front cover. Had it not been for his assistance and flexibility, why are you highlighting and unhighlighting the entire time I'm reading?
Oh, sorry, I didn't think about it.
Flexibility, I would have been in a massive pickle. So shout out to Jono for being the greatest best friend and continue to kill it with putting in work. Of course, his podcast, Putting in Work.
Putting in Work.
Jono also wrote a book that you can go get now.
The Spy and the Maven.
Look at you know all of it.
I do.
Time for a giveaway. If you didn't know, each and every weekday here on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, we come to you with the Kinda Funny Morning Show. We run you through the nerdy stuff we want to talk about. Then we jump into the chat to answer your questions, comments, and concerns. But in between those two segments, we reach into the internet, grab video games, and toss them to you. How do you win? It's simple. Be in the chat like so many of you are right now, or amplify your chances 3 ways. Number 1, subscribe to us on Twitch. You can do it with real money, or if you're an Amazon Prime member, you have Twitch Prime. Every 30 days, you have to give away a free subscription. Otherwise, it just sits there and nobody gets the money. We'd love it to be us. We understand it's a pain in the ass, but it really, 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 really helps us. Please do it. If you subscribe, you get the Kinda Funny logo next to your name, cool emotes, private chat time with us. You get to play multiplayer games with me like we're doing this Friday the 13th, double XP weekend, and Friday the 13th, the game. Can't fucking wait. You get the show ad-free unless we bake them in. We're not baking any in today.
Just giving stuff away.
Just giving stuff away. You can also go over to patreon.com/kindafunny or patreon.com/kindafunnygames. For $2, you are automatically entered to win everything we ever give away on any live stream. Plus, you'd get access to early access shows like the week of exclusivity Cooking with Greggy, or now, starting today, the week of exclusivity for Party Mode. First one being Friday the 13th. Today, we're giving away a Walk in the Dark on Xbox One to a Weebro from the Twitch chat. I have gone very long, but fuck Tim, as we've already said. So now let's get in Pat and Moriarty 3 and 3 from the chat. 3 normies, 3 subs.
This is always the weird part because you have to like wait for them to catch up to like ask the questions.
I always scroll back to see what's going on. You know what I mean?
But then everyone talks about just spamming or not spamming the chat.
Titan Matrix telling you how to do your job. Joey, there was no Patreon post yet for Eric Castro. Might want to fix that.
I'll work on that.
This is one I think we'll actually be on time for.
Really?
Yeah, because he's not doing lunch. It's the lunch that always fucks everything up.
That's true.
He's just coming by.
Let me look.
Yeah. Prof D277 says road trip Game Over Greggy show, make it happen.
Oh.
I do like those.
That's an interesting.
It's a lot of work.
Twist.
We're not bringing Kevin, so that's, you know what I mean? Who's gonna make it fucking happen?
That's true.
Xavier says, Joey, do your job. And then he has a little face in there. He uses the Kappa face. I don't like the Kappa face.
Oh.
It can mean too many things. Are you being mean? You being smug? You in on the joke? You a friend?
Right now, I
know
like
Xavier.
3 jobs with Kevin being gone, so something's bound to fall through the cracks.
He's coming back Sunday. Is he coming into work on Monday?
October 18th.
Is he that kind of crazy? He's that kind of crazy. Cool Greg's nodding. Yeah, he's that kind of crazy.
Oh, I got scheduled for the wrong week.
For sure, I'd say he's here Monday. If he's getting here Sunday.
Yeah. Shrub Tim says, what's with the glamour shots style depth of field lately? Are we going for the 1999 look on the stream? As you know, depth of field's cool. I don't know. It's how Tim and Nick want the show to look. They have a whole thing. People like depth of field. Makes the studio seem bigger. Makes it seem like we're not in your house, licking your shit toes.
Yeah, I don't know. Nick just tells me how to set the shot and I do it.
Batman Dan 6 shows up and says, let me explain myself for earlier. Groot was fine in the first. He was just there to look cute in the second. He became the face of marketing and got on my nerves as a result. There are Groot face cutting boards for Christ's sakes. Calm down, bruh. Groot's cool.
Now I just want a Groot cutting board.
I know, now I do want to Google about a Groot cutting board. I already got so much other.
Could you throw that link in the chat, please? That'd be great.
Spideyville says, hey Greg, can you give some impressions of what it was like working with WWE guys like AJ and Cesaro? Hold on, I'm putting in subscribers too. Cesaro. It was awesome. It was amazing. Everybody was fantastic. Obviously, I know Xavier incredibly well, so he was awesome and amazing to be there from the get-go. And then, like, you know, hanging out with, like, Sasha and Bailey was cool. I was telling Cool Greg about that, of, like, just hanging out with them, just chatting, drinking coffee or whatever. And then at one point, I was like, oh, and by the way, Sasha, like we'd already been introduced and talked. I was like, I need to thank you. I'm Greg from Kind of Funny. But I'm like, I'm not Cool Greg. She's like, why didn't Cool Greg tell me that he knew me when he came for the signature? Why did he not? And I'm like, I don't know. He's that kind of guy. He wanted to do it right. He didn't want to make, he didn't want any special treatment and stuff. It was cool that she remembered at Kind of Funny, she understood where I was going with Kind of Funny Live in the video for Cool Greg. And then, of course, remembering from the signing. The story from AJ, if you watch the video, right, like, when I walk up with the sign and then give him the sign and he throws the sign back at me and hits me in the face and I came up into the standoff and the ref separates us, that was not planned, obviously.
That was awesome.
And so I went through the rest of the show and I obviously never went backstage, and by the time I got backstage and I was covered in pie being all gross, he came darting around the hallways and found me and he's like, hey man, I'm sorry I hit you in the face with that sign, like it wasn't on purpose. And I was like, oh dude, like, it shows your character that, like, you are worried about hitting some dumb fucking internet kid in the face with a sign, but, like, no, it was awesome. Don't worry. It was great. That's the way it should be.
And so that was one of the best moments of the thing, so I love that it was improvised and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the whole thing. When we were going into that, like, and I was reading through the run of show they had, like, what do you think? And I'm like, honestly, like, the only way this can go bad is technical. Yeah. Like, if something goes wrong with, like, the stream or whatever, because, like, you have us and me and Alex know what we're doing. I know what you want from me, and the wrestlers are going to be great on their own, so you'll be fine.
I love it.
My dog Nick96 says, Greg, when can you guys announce what characters y'all voiced in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2? Game's coming up soon. We already know that I'm Howard the Duck. We have never announced what Tim, Nick, or Kevin are. I do not know.
That's a great question.
It's one of those, we haven't gotten any kind of information from them. I should hit Arthur up. I mean, I'll pen it.
We'll do that right now.
Yeah, hold on.
Mr. Yasman300 says, Greg, did you see the psychological horror thriller The Gift starring Jason Bateman and Joel Edgerton?
No, I have not. Is it good?
I have. I really liked it. Yeah. It's weird. It's always weird when you see people go outside of their, like, wheelhouse for movies. And I feel like everything that I know from Jason Bateman is, like, the funny, like, Arrested Development. And all that kind of stuff. So it was weird to see him in, like, a psychological thriller. I liked it. It was kind of weird, but...
It was kind of weird?
Yeah. I liked it. It went in ways that I wasn't expecting. So I always like when that happens. Ryan Santilli wants to know, does Joey have any comics that she regularly keeps up with? No. I was reading Batgirl, but that was over. Yeah,
Batgirl Burnside. The new stuff's not bad. I told Tim I didn't give it a fair shake because I loved Batgirl Burnside so much. I did too. And then they did like two episodes before, or 2 episodes, 2 issues before Rebirth. Yeah. And then I let Rebirth stack, and then I went back to actually in and did a glut of like 7 or 10 Rebirth episodes, and I was like, oh man, actually this is cool. But yeah, I did the same thing you did.
The only other one I've picked up recently is it? Let me look. I'm looking. I think this is what it's called, but it's not coming up. but I just need to see the cover to see if that's actually.
You keep looking. I'm going to start with the wind down of the show.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the Kinda Funny Morning Show. Remember, each and every weekday here on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, we come to you with all the nerdy news we want to talk about. Then we jump into your questions, comments, and concerns. Remember, if you want to get the show later, don't watch it live, no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny or podcast services around the globe. Even if you are watching live, it would mean a bunch if you went over there and subscribed, like the videos, like the podcast, all that jazz. It helps us out quite a bit. There's Patreons, there's party modes, there's subscriptions, Twitch Primes, and all that jazz. Whatever you can do to help us, even if you're just watching, it means the world to us, and we thank you. Did you find your comment?
Hadrian's Wall.
Hadrian's Wall?
Yeah. So it got recommended to me by the guys downstairs.
Oh, wow.
It's like this...
Comics Outpost?
Kind of like cyberpunk love story triangle murder mystery.
Okay.
I've only read the first 2 issues, but I really liked it, and I need to catch up.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll in live to Kinda Funny Games Daily with Tim Gettys and me. Don't. If you hate Tim, because we already told him to fuck off a bunch today, don't worry. I'm there too. Someone's going to read subs.
Probably me.
Probably Joey while we do that. But until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.